and welcome to another episode of Baat Shaat. Today, we'll be talking about the GT20 playoffs that began today. Just so you guys know, today was the first day of the GT20 playoffs. Lucky Singh is back, and he'll be joining me today for the live show, and we'll be talking about the uh, GT20 as well as some of the other happenings in the world. The India West Indies game got washed out, but we'll solely focus on GT20. But before we go anywhere, and before I add Lucky, please hit that subscribe button. See you shortly. लकी सिंह
हेलो सलमान, हाउ आर यू?
क्या हाल है भाईजान कैसे हैं आप
एकदम ठीक ठाक, आप सुनाओ।
Okay. Good. Okay, Lucky. So since we've switched our program in English, I still have this bad habit of going into Urdu, so I'll switch back. So
No.
Lucky, GT20 playoffs. What an exciting day today. Toronto Nationals played against the Winnipeg Hawks in the first eliminator. Farrukh Siddiqui is supposed to join us. He's not here yet, but we'll continue and go on with the show. Uh, Toronto Nationals. I've tried putting the scores down. I don't think if I did a good job on graphic side, but Toronto Nationals scored 238 in the first. Actually, what happened is the first game was actually a pure semi-final, right? The winner, it was between the top two teams. This is how the format is. And the winner goes straight into the final. The loser doesn't get kicked out of the tournament. They actually sit and they play the second eliminator, very much like IPL or PSL style. The second eliminator, which is we got played today, was pure eliminator. Toronto versus Winnipeg. The team that was to lose would have been kicked out of the tournament. And now Winnipeg has beaten Toronto. Toronto is out of the GT20. They became the third team to be eliminated. Winnipeg will now play Bramptons for a place in the final. Vancouver, your teams, man. Your teams, like all of a sudden,
Both the
teams
teams,
changed.
both the teams are there, man.
So before I go anywhere, let's bring it to
Karun,
the
you're
challenge.
watching it. Karun, you're watching it. I'm back.
What a
I'm back.
comeback, Lucky. What a
I'm
comeback.
back with the bang. I
What
just
a
threw
comeback.
out here one of the best team out.
All of a sudden, Lucky Singh has come out of nowhere and got tied up with Karun. 2020 is the total. And now two of Lucky's teams are in. Actually, Lucky, hold on. Yeah, two of your teams are still in.
I am already in the final, Salman, and my Winnipeg is going to throw Bramptons out too.
So the only way Karun can make a comeback is if Brampton beats Hawks.
And yes, and then there will be a competition, that who wins the cup.
That's exactly it. Then the real game will start.
Yeah.
So,
The real
quite
game was
exciting.
already there, Salman. Don't take it that way. Winnipeg just did unexpected, whatever you can say about it.
So Lucky, they were losing at one point. They were behind Duckworth Lewis, and all of a sudden the captain Riyad Emirates, and I mean the guy I just met, Chris Green, not too long ago in person. He got hit for fours and sixes in three
18
balls.
runs, 18 runs on that particular over, and that is where we got that par score of 3 DLS. That was
Otherwise,
the
they would have lost.
And what a knock by Duminy, Salman. You cannot take that for granted. Somewhere 30 or 38 balls, 84 runs somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to try to bring the scores up.
Yeah, I got it. 41 ball, 85 not out.
41
So,
ball, 85 not
a
out.
knock, yes. 207 is the strike rate, Salman. Can you imagine that?
So, Lucky, where do you think? Let's start with the Vancouver Knights and Brampton, the first game. Vancouver scored 170. For those that are watching, I'll bring the scorecard up very quickly for you all to look at it. Lucky, this was the final scores were 170 for 4 in 16 overs. I think there was a rain issue of rain.
Revised target. Yeah, it was revised because of rain. Yeah.
And 170 for 4 is what Vancouver ended up with. Some incredible batting by Shoaib Malik as well as Andre Russell. Shoaib Malik is finally, he had a very lean World Cup, but he's coming into his own. And as you can see, he scored. Tobias Vizi scored 40 of 22.
He's scoring as usual, Salman.
He's scoring as usual. He's scored in every game, Lucky.
Yeah.
What do you say about Shoaib Malik and Andre Russell?
Shoaib Malik, Salman, we know that it was missing out, right? So, but this is what he is. You can see there. So he's feeling free now. Andre is there. Dre Russ is giving him those runs which he's known for, right? So see, 204 is the strike rate, means just double of each ball. and that has taken to 170-ish. Plus, Salman, this Dreras is uh, a very good option for bowling also, right?
Oh,
So
very good.
when the team combination is so good, you can definitely take it, yeah, as a win. Always, it is always in the mind, like yes, we can do it, and you can see there.
So, lucky Brampton Wolves have been the team to beat this year. That's the first time they're playing, but they have a lot of stars. Uh, and I think one thing we're seeing here is Vancouver Knights was missing Chris Gale. He's gone to the West Indies to play against
Yeah,
India.
and still the beat. Yeah,
Still, they beat very easily one of the top teams. Junaid Siddiqui, the Canadian bowler, took one for 29. Wahab Riaz one for 34. Shahid Afridi one for 17. Ish Sodhi, who's been the star for Wolves so far, one for 42. A good lesson for Abraj Khan. He's young, Canadian player, one over for 23. But I'm pretty sure he must have learned lots. So not much to show for in terms of Canadian players, how they performed, but mostly revolved around international players today in their batting, right?
yeah,
Let's move on to their bowling or Brampton Wolves innings. Again, a very lean card. They were behind the Duckworth Lewis, just so you guys know. Colin Munro, 62 of 25, was the only guy that actually offered any fight. The over that changed the game was actually bowled by none other than Saad Bin Zafar, the Canadian bowler. He took 4 for 22. Like he took 3 wickets in one
yeah.
over.
And that was
So
the change, Salman. Like we have already seen the batting depth that Brampton had, right?
yeah,
So it was all about taking wickets. So
it was.
when you start taking wickets, the par score goes up, right? And the new batsman, whoever is coming in, and on top, this is they had that second chance to play the eliminator also,
Yeah,
but to be precise, like this is the semi-final for them,
it
right?
is Zanfran.
Yeah. So like Vancouver is right now, they are sitting relaxed that they will be waiting who is coming, right? So sometime it happens that pressure you could see like 103. It wasn't the team to be taken as like 103.
No, 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 no.
So sometimes there is a saying like too many cooks spoil the broth, right?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that is what has happened.
And
Everyone just came. Nobody. See, Colin Munro, he played 25 balls, Salman, 248 strike rate. Can you imagine? Nobody was there to support him. See the balls. 4 balls, 8 balls. After the first ball, yeah, it's a cricket, but literally, like experience, you cannot see anywhere. Like Waha played 12 balls, and then somebody Ish Sodhi played 10 balls. But the batsman lineup, see there, 8 balls, 4 balls. So nobody chipped in to stay for um, a, a, a little bit of what we say partnership with
yes,
Manu. Yeah, he
like you
was
can
alone.
imagine the feeling for Saad Bin Zafar. You get Colin Munro out of your second ball of your third over. Then the
Yeah,
very next ball you get Shahid Afridi out.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like these are big wickets, big names. You turn the game around. Like what a great
That is
feeling for Saad Bin Zafar that would be.
that is the quality of this T20 right now, Salman. When you have all around, international players playing against you, and
Yeah,
that is where you shine.
you shine, and that's
Yeah,
your chance to take, right?
exactly. And he took that chance.
Yeah,
It has been a batting pitch, right? There were
yeah.
scores, but taking 4 wickets for 22 is like yes, he did something that gave away um, the victory to Vancouver.
That's exactly it. Let's talk about the second game, Lucky.
Woohoo!
Well, I think it looked
238
like
is not safe, man.
looked like Toronto Nationals Yuvraj team were going through. It seemed like that in every possible way. They were going through. Look at the scores. Henrik Klassen, 106. Your Canadian boy, Rodrigo Thomas. I don't know where this guy's come from. He just so you know, he's been playing since 2018 for Canada. We don't know what his club cricket in Canada has looked like. So far, he's 28 years old, so he's got some cricket behind him. But 73 of 40, he actually gave them a start, and Henrik Klassen just took over from there, 106 of 49. They didn't really need anybody else from there.
Exactly, yeah. That is what the partnership is all about, Saman. After that, it was like they were batting first, right? So
Yeah,
it happens, it is always in mind like, yes, the average is going like 10, 11. Let's forget about wickets. It's not going to be all out. Just go for runs now. That is what the first inning is always all about. Put a big total. It was a huge total, man.
it was a huge
238 is
total.
not a joke.
No, no, no. 238 is a huge total. And Kaleem Sana shined today.
Again, yeah.
35 for 2, a Canadian bowler, excellent bowler. He's become an all-rounder so far. And he's shined. Irfan took, I think that's a very good bowling stat, Lucky, based on the
No
total.
doubt, Salman. Yes, there is one big thing to be noted also. Those 8 dots are very, very big dots in T20. When especially the team that has gone for 238, this guy has given only 35 out of his 4.
Lucky, I was talking to Kaleem when I was in Toronto. I was sitting in the players' lounge. I was talking to Kaleem, and Kaleem, I was asking Kaleem, the conversation I'm hearing everywhere is there's 65-yard boundaries, and he laughed. He said, Salman bhai, most of the boundaries are 50 to 53 yards.
So yeah, that
So
is
he's like, this
yeah,
is why the balls are getting lost. These players are used to of the 75, 80 yard boundaries. So this is why it's so easy for them to lose. And every six they're hitting is crossing the stand, right?
exactly, yeah.
So he was saying,
It's
I
a
don't know. Hmm?
it's a nightmare for ballers though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he felt that once you get a score, there's every possibility of chasing it, and I think he wasn't kidding. His team proved it again today.
Yeah.
Winnipeg Hawks. I mean, they were at one point lucky. It seemed like they were out of the game. They were out of the competition completely. But then, if you look at it,
Unless
Chris
Duminy
Flynn,
came, unless Duminy start, you know, you could
and
see 207 is the strike rate, man. That was awesome.
but lucky, look at this. Apart from that 1 over Rayad Emirates played, nobody did anything outstanding. Rayad Emirates, just so you guys know, had scored only 12 runs off the first 9 balls.
And then that overcame. Salman, this is the beauty of the game. That wasn't in his mind like, yes, this is the over that I'm going to.
Yeah.
None of the batsmen comes like, okay, I'm going to hit this bowler for 18 runs. No, that was needed, and that gave them the win with those 3 DLS par score runs. Can you imagine that? This is cricket.
And Chris Green had bowled really well until then, Lucky. He hadn't
Until
given
then,
anything away.
yeah. 3 overs for 25, I guess. 2 overs for 25 or 3 years.
So here it is. Salman Nazar, who's a Canadian player, bowled really well. Didn't bowl really well today. He didn't take any wickets but gave away 18. Sandeep Lamichhane, our friend from Nepal, excellent player. 34 for 2. I think he pretty much did what Saad Bin Zafar did in the first innings. 8
Yeah.
dot balls, took wickets, kept the score low. Nobody else shined at all. Nobody supported Jeremy
Look at
Gordon.
the economy, Salman. That 8.5 is looking so good.
So good, exactly.
See
So
the
good.
economy 11.67, 1105, 1075, 18, 14. And this guy who doesn't have that international, cricket from Nepal that big, what we are talking about with the bowlers, they are there already in the
Yeah,
international level. And this guy gives you that performance. Awesome, man. He has been doing in IPL also.
he is.
So, yeah, he has a real future in
Yeah,
front.
and if you look at JP Duminy and Sunny Sohal's partnership, Duminy was the driving force. 52 of 24 balls, Lucky.
Yeah.
Sunny only scored 36 of 29.
So yeah, Salman, we were talking about like what Munro missed out. That was the partnership. See,
Yeah,
the way Munro was going, he needed only a batsman to stand there, right?
that's what happened, and that's
Yeah,
what Sunny did.
exactly. See, Salman, when this guy has played 24 balls,
Yeah,
this guy played 29, but the partnership still was 91 from 53,
well,
right?
that's what you need, right? You need to give
Exactly.
the other guy the
One of
assurance
the
that
guy
we
is
hit.
going like 240-ish strike rate. You just need to chip in. And that was the partnership. If that wasn't the partnership, Salman, whatever they could have done, the game was gone.
The game was gone. Yeah. So apart from Saad Bin Zafar, not a very exciting day, or in Rodrigo Thomas, obviously, not a very exciting day for Canadian players. But Rodrigo Thomas has really stood up as a star. The way he was smoking sixes off Irfan was like, wow, unbelievable. Mohammad Irfan is an international level bowler. He's not a club level bowler. To hit sixes off him from that height was incredible. And Saad Bin Zafar, he proved it in the last T20 final, GT20 final. He's proving it again. He's a big game player, and I hope some of the leagues out there are watching these players, and they get an opportunity to feature in those leagues, right, Lucky?
Oh, exactly, Salman. This is what we have been talking about. Like Canadian players, they got along with those, extraordinary players, especially in the T20 format. Now that was the time they could have learned, and I literally feel that everyone was chipping in to find out some kind of space when they were fielding or batting or bowling to learn the techniques. And these guys But this will help the Canadian cricket
It
for
will
sure.
happen without
Exactly.
doubt.
Yeah.
Lucky, let's move on. Big final for Vancouver. They're going to wait and watch. Your team's
Oh yeah.
already in.
Yeah.
Karun, rest assured, Lucky's got 2 points waiting for sure because Brampton Wolves now takes on Winnipeg in the second semi-final, which has become now a second eliminator, which is pretty much a semi-final. The winner
It's
goes
gonna be
through.
tomorrow, right, Salman?
It is tomorrow, yes. So let's find out what happens. Let's see who takes home, who gets into the final to play Vancouver. And if it's Brampton Wolves, then we still have an opportunity. And lucky, if it is Winnipeg Hawks, then you have won the battle. You would have won the battle by then,
Yeah. Fingers
right?
crossed for tomorrow directly.
Just so you guys know, Karun was actually 6 points ahead of Lucky, and now you can see the new update. They have tied together at 20-20. At one point, Karun was 14 points and Lucky was only 8. So what a comeback by Lucky and his teams. Lucky, moving on. India versus West Indies, complete washed out. What a disappointing day for
Exactly.
cricket
Yes.
fans there. But moving on, let's talk about Pakistan cricket. We haven't talked about Pakistan cricket. So
I
much
heard
is
it.
coming up in the news. The central contracts have been awarded. Used to be 33 players in the contracts. Now it's down to 19. Shoaib Malik and Hafiz have been pulled out of the contracts. They don't have those anymore. Is that a sign for them?
Exactly. Yes.
There's no future.
And you know what, Salman? He already has taken his step, right?
Yeah,
So he's already done.
he's
So
already
what he can do is now he can play all around the world like
done.
T20s, right? Big Bash, wherever he's available, or he will be sold for or whatever. From Pakistan, I guess you remember, Salman, we were talking about when they just finished the World Cup, that this is the young guns team now.
Yeah.
Now I think they are started focusing on them. Let's give them chances, and that is the best way to do it.
But like one thing they did weird is Mohammad Amir, who was on A contract, has been dropped to C.
They will do, Salman, now because he himself pulled out of test, right? So for me, cricket is A grade test match. So when you are taken out of that, your grade directly
Yeah,
goes down.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely yes. And Amir is also on the verge of getting out
yeah,
because
yeah.
of the
He got very
mentality,
lucky with the World Cup. Yeah, he
exactly the
performed.
gap that came in, right? So he will be playing very less. That is why it makes sense, Salman, that he has been dropped down. Not in a way like it would have happened unless he retired himself.
Yeah,
Unless this is the fact. Like yes, you have to take it now because Salman, they have to upgrade those guys. For example, I would take Shadab if he was in C
he's been
to
upgraded.
B or A because
Shaheen has been upgraded.
these guys are the future now, right?
Yeah,
So you
Shaheen.
you
Yeah,
need, if you are degrading them, you are upgrading somebody.
yeah.
So they are filling up the gaps because that makes sense too,
So
right?
another name that hasn't been awarded the contract is Asif Ali.
Now that is somewhere, yeah, that is somewhere like yeah, playing games again. This is Salman. This is what our boards have been doing so many times, every time, right? Like
So, Lucky, think of this. Mohammad Amir announces his retirement from Test cricket. He drops from A to C. Wahab Riaz, who was not part of the central contract, announces his retirement from Test. He gets awarded a B.
wow,
Mind-boggling.
wow factor. This is what, Salman. This is what the mixture in cricket and politics.
Yeah.
It just takes away the player's mindset.
I'm pretty sure it was political. It wasn't nothing to do with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amir was your best bowler in World Cup.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, they are
Another
looking forward to it, but not in this way. Like
another news update that's come from Pakistan. So you know how Inzamam, the chief selector, resigned from his position last month.
all the
So
coaching
this
staff has been, yeah.
exactly. So this selection of the contracts was done without a selection committee.
So it is like
The
one
director
or
of
two calls,
PCB and three
one or
other
two calls.
volunteers actually picked this. Can you believe that?
It's one or two calls and done.
Done, done.
Done and
Now
dusted.
another piece, Lucky. Next week is the last week for Mickey Arthur,
Yeah,
Azhar Mahmood, and
he's
Grant
done.
Rao. They're
Yeah,
not
they have taken
being
all the coaching staff. Yeah, their contract
are
is
done.
gone.
So I
Now
think Pakistan is going through a big change.
Salman, I do wonder, like, is it going to happen like Bangladesh? They are going with.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you.
Oh yes. If unless I don't hear the names in the world, the level of coaching staff they have in the world,
Yeah.
unless that doesn't happen, if it is local, come on, Salman, we are in trouble.
We are, because they're already talking about Misbah Ulak as the coach. Sorry, as the chief selector.
Okay, so his name is coming up.
His name is coming up. They were talking about Shoaib Akhtar, but I don't know what that's going to happen or not. But Misbah Ulak has come up as a strong choice for chief selector. He's been doing a lot of stints at PCB as well, so you never know. That might happen.
But the big thing is, Salman, staff they have already taken out. How are they going to chip in with that?
I don't know. The biggest problem,
He is the
I'll tell
selector,
you.
right? Misbah will be the selector now. Who is he going to select? Is he going to bring the national coaching staff, or is he going to bring the way it was? And to be honest, if it is a national thing to think about, there will be a problem again because of the fielding factor that Pakistan is struggling with.
Why, if there was, no India Pakistan issue, I wish they could bring Dada all the way from India.
No, Salman, he already himself gave the interview like he has in mind to coach India, but
Yeah,
right now he has been in so many stuffs.
yeah, yeah.
So he's already in the contracts. He doesn't want to mix it up.
I mean, the way Ganguly changed cricket for India.
India, definitely yes. Salman, if is Misbah is the one who is coming as a selector, he he has to think about like 4 or 5 years coming, not the years which are already in his pocket now.
Lucky, if I share something here very openly for Pakistan fans, Misbah, I find in Zamamulak and Misbah the reason why Pakistan has become so timid. The whole exciting Pakistan is gone because they're so defensive. They were defensive
Oh yeah,
captain.
Misbah is.
Yeah, they're very defensive. They would, Pakistan went from fast bowling team to spinner team because of Misbah. Like the whole defensive, they focused on winning in the short term. There was no long term planning,
Long-term plan, yeah.
right?
See, the test match and ODPs are so different.
So different.
Just they are in the
But
T20 factor, and
took the defensive approach.
yes, and if you see, if that status is gone from T20, it will be a huge, the big block we say, the Pakistan will be on the board
Yeah.
with that question marks coming in. What is going on? It's
Because,
only that T20 is covering up everything right now.
so if during the Misbah era, we got Azhar Ali and Asad Shafiq, who are great batsmen, but very defensive. They will stay on
Slow
the pitch.
rate, Salman. The big thing was
Slow
slow
rate.
rate.
You
Right
remember in
now,
UAE, man?
test match has become like you win or I win.
Exactly.
The only difference sometimes is like rain that takes away the hours, and then it comes to an end with a draw. Otherwise, now the excitement in test matches, you can see this first test match of Ashes. It was in England's pocket.
Yeah.
And
Every possible
what
way.
happened? Everyone saw that, right? So definitely, yes, you got to think out of your mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Out of
the
the comfort
words are
zone.
different, but logically, you have to think about the future coming in. And Salman, we have already seen this team, ODI team, in the World Cup. Three players, I guess, they were somewhere around 30, somewhere around 30s, and the rest of the team is like young. So
Very.
this young guns, they need time. That's it.
But lucky, this is why we even made a video on YouTube not too long ago on our Baat Shaat channel. We said we hope they don't do all this cut and don't go crazy because this team needs the time. And you know what? The
Exactly.
opposite has happened.
Exactly. Now this is killing. This politics always kills cricket,
Yeah.
and we have seen it. And right now you can see it again. Now the one who was doing good, for example, he couldn't get the contract in A, but he's not getting in B also, and you're doing it in C.
It's very
He's
political.
already mentally frustrated.
Yasir Shah, just so you know, has played 32, 36 tests for Pakistan. He's taken 203 wickets. But against South Africa, England, New Zealand, and Australia, in their countries, he's only picked up literally 28 wickets at an average of 64. He's a failure in foreign conditions. He's from the Misbah era. He performs really well in UAE and slow pitches, but he does
The
not.
only place, yes. So it's a big factor to think about. Like,
But
do
they gave him
you
an A
really
contract.
have the
They gave
future?
him an A contract.
I would definitely go with Shadab and what was the other guy? Imad.
Imad.
These
Imad.
guys are Salman. These guys are the future. So
Absolutely.
if you're not throwing dices on them, you should be
Lucky,
thinking
one last
together.
question. So they've gotten rid of the coaching staff. They've changed the whole central contract structure. Captain, they haven't touched it. You think is it time to change the captain, Sarfaraz?
I literally told you in the World Cup, Salman. If you are thinking of the future, next World Cup, I don't see Sarfraz for that for 4 years. Now, what India is doing right now is for this T20 pattern, they have already collected all those young guns. Did you see this match? These
Yeah.
two are future because they can bat as well. There you go, my
Asif
boy.
is right. Yeah. Welcome back,
Exactly.
Asif. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Asif. Yeah. Hopefully, the guys who love cricket are watching it. Yes.
And I think
This is
Asif
what we
is
were talking about. Yeah.
let me Asif has a valid point because these guys can win you a game with bat or ball or with their
Or
fielding.
field. Or
Yeah.
field.
And
That is
that's what
what we were
Imran
talking
Khan and
about.
Wasim
These
Akram
guys
did
are,
for Pakistan.
you are not taking the guns with you. Young guns are the ones who will give you the wins, right? And it has been a problem for India and Pakistan one time. Like, if you have to dive, you don't dive, right? Because they
Yeah.
were 30-ish players.
Yeah.
Now these guys are the ones who are showing the talent. They're just trying to win the games for you, and you guys are giving them the contract C level or B level, whatever it is, and then throwing out of the team. But it won't work for the country,
And you
especially
know
for the
what?
team. And when he comes back, also Salman in a team, he won't be getting that charm to play. It will be
No,
like,
no,
oh, I got a chance for granted,
no,
right?
yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree.
You can see
No,
the caliber of these guys. So if you ruin them right now, you can't ask them anything in the 30s.
Lucky, one more thing. One more thing. Shadab and Imad, they may be young, they're fighters. They fight till the last ball.
Salman, that is what I'm saying. These
Yeah.
guys, we have seen that. Even I could see, the mentality of Imad when they were playing against India, that rain factor.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy was trying.
They were both fighting.
Even he knew that it's gone.
It was a
But
mountain
the
task.
thing
Yeah,
was like, चल यार लेकर चलते हैं वहां तक जहां तक जा सकते हैं. That is
absolutely.
what is needed, right?
And even against Afghanistan, you saw everything was lost. These two brought
Oh,
Pakistan
Imad
back.
was the one. Salman Imad was the
Imad.
one.
And
That
Shadab
was
did a
the hero
part.
for
Yeah.
Pakistan. You couldn't have asked more than that.
So Asif is saying, if you remember Craig McMillan from South Africa, or if you remember Hooper or Phil Simmons from West Indies, they're okay on the same path. I totally agree. That's why they survived for a long time in the team because they were team winners, they're match winners, and they played for the team. They didn't play for their own records. Phil Simmons, he would come and change the game. Hooper
Exactly.
played till the end. Craig McMillan was like that, scored the fastest Test century at one point. This is a double century actually against Australia. So these fighters is what you need, and Pakistan was known for to produce fighters. Lucky, let's go back. Javed Miandad, Moin Khan, all these guys. They're fighters. They would fight till the last.
Razak was there,
Razak was
right?
there.
Said
Waqar was
was
there.
at the
Wasim was
beginning.
there.
Yeah. Now that is the factor. Like Salman, see, on the top is the one who is selecting the team. So the everything is on selector's hand, right?
Yeah,
So if that guy is taking the decision totally different way, you can easily imagine that you are not asking for um you know a funny cricket that can give you everything because the team doesn't have that,
yeah.
right? So
That's
it will be a tough ask for Pakistan right now.
very tough.
Very
Let's
very
see
tough.
how
Yeah,
they
exactly.
let's see
Very
how they
honest.
come back from that. They've already started the changes we were hoping they won't, but rest
Yeah.
is to be seen. And captain, I'm pretty sure that the direction they're heading, it's non-cricket people deciding the future of cricketers.
I
That's the
would definitely go like now. Sarfraz should be the vice captain, being in the team, so that he guides
and
like the
you room
same way
somebody.
Dhoni is doing for Virat. Right? Virat fields in deep mid wicket. Salman, he doesn't have any trouble because he knows Dhoni is inside. He can take care of 30-yard circle, whatever is going on.
Yeah,
So he should be the mentor, but they should be giving somebody else the future now.
that's
But
true. That's true.
but they
Well,
haven't
Lucky,
talked about it yet.
Pakistan is never known for good planning, Lucky.
It
The
it
fact,
used to
the
be in
fact,
India also, Salman.
the
It used
fact,
to be in India.
no, Lucky, but the fact they sent a team at the World Cup without a vice captain shows you the vision.
Yeah, makes sense. Big
There was no
sense.
vice captain, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you've opened the pot. It's cooking. Who's going to be
Yeah.
the one? We'll see. Thank you, Lucky, for joining us.
No
The time
problem.
is done, and we will be back tomorrow, hopefully, with the result. And Karun will be watching very, very closely, and he's going to be keeping an eye on how his team does. And tomorrow is a big day for both the teams. Lucky, thanks for joining us again, and we'll be back tomorrow. Good night from my
Yes.
side.
Yeah. Good night. Good night, fellas.